Today, Palm Sunday, we begin Holy Week. It is the week in which we commemorate the death of Christ. It is a sacred week when we hear again in our liturgy the story of the dreadful suffering Christ endured from his agony in the garden to his death on a cross. Jesus' entire life from his birth to the empty tomb was focused on the cross. The cross is forever the sign of God's love and a symbol of his mercy. We might ask, how do we know what love is? How do we know what mercy is? John in his Gospel, chapter 1, answers this question. This is how we know what love is, he says. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. Greater love no man has than to lay down his life for his friends. We may ask, how can the brutal death of Jesus of Nazareth 2,000 years ago be the greatest sign of God's love and mercy? In laying down his life for us, Jesus reconciled us to the Father, and he restored us to our rightful place as beloved children of God, sons and daughters of the Father. That is our rightful place. He conquered sin and death. Now, no human death, no matter how holy, could bear the sin of us all and bring about this outcome. His death, then, is the most important death in human history. It was not, as some people might see it, a defeat or a disastrous failure, but a triumph of good over evil, of love over hate, of light over darkness, and life over death. Holy Week, then, should be a source of great joy to all believers. In his apostolic exhortation, Evangelii Gaudium, Joy of the Gospel, Pope Francis invites all Christians everywhere to a renewed personal encounter with Jesus Christ, to open their hearts to him so they can experience at a personal level the joy he wants to bring them. This day, then, this week, when we hear again of the extraordinary abundance of love which he has poured out for us, it is a good time for us to open ourselves up to him and to let him touch our hearts and our lives. He wants to do something wonderful and powerful in our lives. He wants us to hear his voice, not a voice of judgment and condemnation, but a voice of love, a love that is unfailing, a voice that is life-giving. He never tires of forgiving us, and time and again he bears us on his shoulders. They're the words of Pope Francis. Pope Francis again in the Joy of the Gospel says, there are Christians whose lives seem like Lent without Easter, because when all is said and done, we are infinitely loved. That's a great thought. What we celebrate this week is a proof of that. This week then, let us gladly give time to reflect and think on the extraordinary love God has shown each one of us in the suffering and death of his Son, Jesus. In this year of mercy, let us give praise and thanks to the Father of mercy as we behold his Son, the man of mercy. God bless you all.